What's up guys, this is Chronic Rush HD and welcome to episode 24 of my Black Ops 2 League Play series, where we're going to be carrying on with the squad placement game, should I say. As you can see there, we have a full party, so we're going to be playing as a team. And guys, if you have any suggestions on this, maybe that in fact you don't really want to see it, in the fact that it's not going to my personal rank, put that, or if you don't mind, because the reason this is not live commentated is the fact I kind of ballsed up on the recording. The last 4 episodes, I believe, maybe 3, I kind of forgot to record their voices. Therefore, you can just hear me talking about random things that you've got no idea, like not even talking, just like one-word answers and stuff. So, yeah, it doesn't sound too good. So I decided to remove it and talk to you over about it, about random things in the community, gaming and stuff like that, which I think hopefully will appeal to your likes. But I think we talked about Black Ops 2, where it is at the moment, current stage. Then we talked about the new games and stuff like that, new consoles as well, and also about the League Play feature. And this episode, well, I think yesterday, on the making of this episode, the 19th of June, Xbox released a kind of article talking about changes to their policies. I think it's the DMR policy. I'm not too sure on that. But basically, what it means is they've kind of listened to the community and the fact that they've changed the things that no one liked about the console. So, most of the things. So, I've got the page here from the newsxbox.com website. I'll talk about news.xbox.com/2013/06/update. So go and check that out. I'll also have it in the description if you guys want to read it. Or basically just go on Google and type in Xbox One DMR policy changes and loads of shit will come up. So, yeah. So, I'm going to read it off and talk about my views and stuff like that. But the main thing I like about it now is the fact that you know that Microsoft are listening to the community. In the fact that, I'm not sure if other game developers will do it, but just the fact that they listen, take the feedback, and I've heard about it being 4-1 to PS4, in favour of PS4 in terms of sales, which means Xbox needed to get to act together. And the main reason, the fact that PS4 sales are considerably high, is the fact of the price. Yes, it's £100, well, in UK it's like £100 different, which the main reason for that difference is the fact that Kinect is bundled in with it. And priced, in my eyes, I don't really see it too much of a problem in the fact that, well, I think £500 in UK is a bit too much, in the fact that you can go and buy a reasonable, nearly as good performance as PC, and for the same price, and that can obviously do other things. But in terms of the price, I'm not too bothered about it. But the fact it had some kind of cons about the Xbox One that just didn't really kind of suit the gamer, should I say. So the first one was, my main con was, an internet connection will be required at 24-hour stages. Just to make sure, clarification of the games you can actually play. And the reason this was is because Microsoft was trying to go the digital route in terms of that you no longer need disc, to play the game. It kind of uses online verification, but basically like Steam in a sense. You only use the disc just to kind of install the game, and then that's about it. But I think I don't actually like the new way of digital things. I like having a hard copy of myself, just because knowing something, I don't know, it's just the fact that it's something untangible, having digital downloads and stuff like that. I just want to know that the game is there and stuff like that. And also, the fact that the internet connection was required to be every 24 hours, just to make sure the game you had was legitimate and you could actually play it and you had the right license and stuff like that to use the actual software. But the fact now they've kind of changed that whole system, and now they're saying an internet connection will not be required to play offline Xbox One games. I'm reading this from the website. After a one-time system setup with a new Xbox One, so you will have to have an internet connection, but most people normally do have an internet connection, and if they're going to buy an Xbox One, then basically you can normally just wait of downloading updates and stuff like that, and then you don't have to do it again, basically. But there is no 24-hour connection requirement, and you can take your Xbox One anywhere you want and play your games, just like the Xbox 360. You can play any disc-based game without ever connecting online again after you've done that one-time system setup, which is I think is better, just for the fact that there are so many reasons why people don't like this fact, but it's just the thing of that it's not like they needed to add it. It's just that it's stupid. I think they could have worked around if they were going to go this digital route. Maybe employed both and worked around it at the same time. Because like EA have done some of their own kind of. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but like authentication things where they like provide codes, online passes and stuff like that. But I think they could have gone a different route other than doing 24 hours. It just doesn't sound nice. Hearing that you're going to have to be on internet within 24 hours or your console like shuts down, it just doesn't sound right. You just like, it just doesn't appeal to you whatsoever. So yeah, that is the one main let off. And then the fact that now they've changed the whole game thingy, that they say trade in, lend, resell, gift, and rent disc-based games just like you would today. So previously, you could trade in games and stuff like that, but it was a lot different than you can now. You couldn't just pick the game up with all the manual and the disc in, walk into your local games, like console, electronics supplier, game for the UK, CEX and stuff like that, and hand it in and get your money back and walk back out or go and buy another game. You had to, only some games were able to do this, and like you sometimes had to pay a fee and stuff. Also, in terms of lending it to players, you normally had to like lend it like to a friend. You could only lend it to one friend who's been on your friend list for 30 days and stuff like that. And I just think it's stupid. Yes, I know they're trying to cover it, like the companies, be on the good side of the companies, but personally, I don't feel like there's too much in terms of. There's going to be enough market to buy games. Some people hate used games. They will not. I know people that won't pick up a used game. Just the fact that it's used, they know someone else has used it, and will always pick up the brand new game. And remember, you've got to buy. A load of people have got to buy the brand new game before it is actually being deemed as reselling as as a used game, like reselling it. Because I've got games which I'm thinking of reselling. And then you like look at the price of you getting them, and it's just pointless. You could basically, it's just horrible. I was like checking on like the ways of like sending games, and I had about 25 games, and typed all their barcodes and shit in, and they apparently would get 50 quid for them. 25 games, and that included some of the later games. And like I was like thinking, I just paid 40 quid. Like I had Black Ops 1 there, MW2 there, and MW3, and I was like thinking, I've paid 40 quid for all the 3 games, and I'm not even getting, I'm just covering my cost of one game, reselling all these games, which I thought was pointless. So yeah, it's not like too many people selling games, I'm thinking. But obviously also that I've bought used games before, and the reason I bought them is the fact that I don't normally buy like latest console like game releases used. I normally buy like the old ones that like have been out for a while, I've never picked up, and I thought maybe I want to go and play it. So that's the reason. But I'm getting off the topic here, but they said that there will be no limitations to using and sharing games. It will work just as it does today on Xbox 360, which is a nice feature. Again, it doesn't really affect the community that much. In the fact that, yes, people sell used games, yes, people like lending, but it's not like a big factor. It's just the fact, PS4, yes, you can do everything opposite Xbox, and the fact that it's just not very appealing, knowing that you're basically limited to buying the game once and then you're kind of stuck with it. So yeah, that's kind of not the kind of best thing to attract some customers. But there have also been some other things. I'm just going to read it off because it's kind of put in bullet points, and then it's kind of got in massive paragraphs and stuff. In addition to buying a disc from a retailer, you can also download games from Xbox Live on a day of release. So basically, that is like what you normally can do, I think, or you can basically just download a game from Xbox Live if you're too lazy to go out and buy the console, go out to buy the game if you want a hard copy, or if you don't want to like wait the queue for brand new games. That's the only problem with brand new games, in the fact that, yes, you've got to pre-order them. Sometimes they will go out of stock, and sometimes they will go out of stock for a long time, because it's just impossible to get them. I remember, yes, this is getting a bit weird, but Diablo 3 on PC, I wanted that game, and I had to wait about, I had to digitally get it because I checked every single game store near me, basically, and they said, or any like people that provide games who would sell it, and they said that they haven't. It's sold so quickly. They basically ran out in total, and they couldn't get them in. So yeah, it was kind of stupid, and that's why digital games are a good way forward. But the fact you can still buy games off the Xbox Live is fairly nice. If you choose to download your games, you will be able to play them offline just like you do today. Okay, so that's saying that there's no author to Ken. Oh my god, that is one of the horrible words to say. There's no kind of confirmation that like you have to go online, and you probably must have to like start the game up. Maybe as soon as you download it, you probably get it stored on like your hard drive or your cloud, or whatever you call it. And then basically it'll just show your that you actually are allowed to use the software. And maybe whenever you next go online, it may be updates and something. I'm not too sure on that one. Xbox One games will be playable on any Xbox One console. There will be no regional restrictions. And I've had trouble with like regional restrictions before in not just like Xbox and stuff related. I've had it in other things, but I think regional restrictions is stupid. I'm not too sure. This is my view, guys. There may be a reason why people are implementing regional restrictions, but I just think it's limiting your market. Surely it must be easier to kind of make a massive bulk of Xbox Ones, which just support every single person who wants to use it, plug it in, play, and then you're basically getting the sell. The fact that you've got to make individual ones now, program them, customize them to the fact that they can only work in a certain area, I think it's just stupid. And why would you want to limit yourself to one specific area? Yeah, I know they're not kind of doing that, but that's like saying, I'm going to limit my YouTube videos to only people in the United Kingdom because I don't like the people in America. That is not true by any means. I'm just saying that's kind of like what they're basically doing. In a sense that they're still providing it, but limiting it from other people, which I think is just stupid. I don't think there's any need for it, and it's just a good thing that there is no regional restrictions now, and I don't think there was any reason for it. And sometimes I'm not too sure. Sometimes games come out earlier in America. I'm not too sure if that is. I've never been to America. Sometimes it's like normally films and stuff like that come out a bit earlier. But apart from that, I'll quickly read through because the game has obviously ended in the background. These changes will impact some of the scenarios we previously announced for Xbox One. The sharing of games will work as it does today. You'll simply share the disc. Downloaded titles cannot be shared or resold. Also, similar to today, playing disc-based games will require that a disc can be in the tray. So I think when they first were thinking of Xbox One ideas, they're trying to limit the use of the disc in the disc tray of the game, just to make it a little quieter. Because obviously Xbox have been known for their loud, noisy machines when the disc is rolling, and that's probably basically with most other disc drives and stuff. They are fairly loud, but the fact that they were trying to reduce that, the amount of like disc being in the disc tray, I don't think it's too bothered. I'm not too bothered about putting the disc in the disc tray, to be honest. And the fact that downloaded titles cannot be resold, well, that is the obviously negative of getting downloaded titles. There's always got to be positive and negatives of some things. I'll quickly go through this. Well, they basically just say, we appreciate your passion, support, and willingness to challenge the assumptions of digital licensing and connectivity. So basically, they were trying to go for the more advances in technology, whereas the community don't really like that. Sometimes going further in technology is worse. While we believe that the majority of people will play games online and access the cloud for both gamers and entertainment, we'll give the consumers the choice of both physical and digital content. Thank God, because some people hate digital content and some people hate physical. You've got to get the both of both worlds. We have listened and we have heard loud and clear from your feedback that you want best of both worlds. There you go, exactly what I just said. But guys, this is the end of the episode. Guys, can you tell me, sorry about this not being live com, obviously I've told you why, but I hope you kind of got an understanding. Some people may not like, I'm kind of into like latest technology news and stuff, because I was always going for the PS4, but I really wanted the Xbox One. I don't know why, I've had Xbox, I just wanted the Xbox One. I was going for the PS4, but now they've released this, it's kind of changed my mind. Guys, thank you for listening to my kind of talk about this thing and my views on it. If you've got any views, put that in the comments and stuff like that. Also, if you've got any ideas about these placement games as like a team, as you can see there, I finally finished with the players. Thank God to all them playing. The ones I did play with, we did really, really well. And the placement games with the squad was actually quite a nice change. The fact that you just play all together, you got no one leaving and stuff like that. But guys, as you can see there, we are ranked 60 in the gold division, which isn't too bad. We've got a 100 bonus remaining, so make sure you stay tuned to the next episode. And guys, remember, this is the end of the episode. Remember to click that like button and put any feedback, anything in the comments. I will enjoy reading it. And subscribe to stay tuned to this series. This has been Crunchy. See you next time. Adios!